What up, dorks? It's your friendly neighborhood dork night here. I just want to do a follow-up video to the one I did this morning. I did some predictions on the WWE Clash in Italy, PLE that happened this morning because, they were in Italy. And go over my predictions, the results, kind of recap my overall thoughts. And I got to say, the first hour was on ESPN, and it was a little, not great. At least the first match. So the first match was the Cody Rhodes versus Gunther match for the WWE Undisputed title. That match was advertised, so we knew that was going to happen. Now, in my prediction video, I just overthought the whole situation way too much and predicted Gunther would win. Now, I saw some other folks on the internet predict it, so I don't feel too stupid for making that prediction. But in my heart of hearts, being a big Cody crybaby, huge Cody fan, I should have believed in my boy and should have known he was going to pull it out at the end. I do want to say a couple things about the match. It felt kind of short to me. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just felt that way. And I could be wrong, so correct me in the comments below if I am, but I think the women's title match that came on after this was actually longer. On top of that, I was just really underwhelmed. I was expecting a lot more, and the finish to the match was also pretty disappointing. I think Gunther was supposed to get his foot on the bottom rope, but he didn't get his foot on the bottom rope, so then the announce team is trying to play it off, but then when they replay it, they show him bring his leg up. Like, I don't know if he was going to kick out or if he just decided that they were going to drop the whole thing because he couldn't get his leg. I don't know. The whole thing was a mess. And quite honestly, with it being on ESPN, what they're trying to do is get people to buy the app, because it's not like they're buying a pay-per-view. They gotta commit to this $30 app, and basically, I don't think this match did a good job of selling a casual wrestling fan, or even maybe a new or non-wrestling fan, into buying the pay-per-view, especially with that wonky ending. So that was my first incorrect prediction of the night. Now, the second match was a good match, I thought. It was Rhea Ripley defending her WWE, her Women's World title? No, her WWE. Yeah, she's a WWE Women's Champion. She was defending it against Jade Cargill. And it was actually Jade's best match. I think it was the best match she's ever had, even though she lost. Now, I did predict that Jade would win, and I was wrong. And I should have. And my reasoning behind that was we don't really have a lot of heels for Rhea to face. So I was trying to hedge my bet a little bit, and I was like, if Rhea does win, well, then maybe we'll finally get that Charlotte turn. But we got quite the opposite. In fact, Charlotte comes out at the end. Now, first of all, both women came out by themselves, Jade as well. Later in the match, the baddies come out, or whatever they're being called in the WWE, and they try to interfere. And man, another botch on the free airing of the premium live event. Michin tries to put the foot of Jade Cargill on the bottom rope, which again, now we're doing the bottom rope thing 2 matches in a row. Anyway, but she does. They screw it up so bad that the ref has to acknowledge seeing it, and he goes to admonish her and talk to her, and you could tell there was he was trying to hear something, from the gorilla position, where they finally well, look, just tell him to throw him out, and we're gonna, And so Charlotte comes out. So he's like, you out of here. But before they can get out of there, they turn around and Charlotte jumps off the guardrail and does a crossbody, and then they're down, so it really didn't matter that they had to leave. And then I don't know, some distractions going on, and the finisher, Jade's finisher, she nails it onto Rhea. And, they're close to the ropes, but Charlotte, being the veteran she is, knows how to put somebody's foot on a rope properly without being seen by the referee. And so she did that for Rhea. So Rhea was able to kick out. And then, we get the finish with her little pump handle slam. I forget what it's called right now, but her finishing move, she pins Jade 1, 2, 3. 2 and it ruined the match for me. They were having a good match up until this bullshit happened with the ropes, and the shenanigans. We didn't need any interference because nothing new came of it. There was nobody turned, and to do whoever was doing the programs or whoever the agent was for these two matches, they should have talked. I mean, you're gonna do the Gunther bottom rope bullshit, and then in the very next match, you're going to do it with the women, and not just one, but both women. So we've got 3 bottom rope gimmicks in the first 2 matches of the PLE. Oh, not to mention the 2 matches that are on ESPN for the whole world to see free to try to convince them to buy the pay-per-view. Man, it was like, it was terrible. It was a really, you know. So we go from a lackluster match in the first match to a match that had some hope and was going well, and they screwed up the finish. And that was completely avoidable because that should not have been in the cards. The girls should have never come out and interfered. And if they did, they should not have done the exact same thing they did in the previous match with the bottom rope. But anyway, Rhea retained. Jade lost. Prediction 2 of the night incorrect. Well, now we get to the first hour of the PLE proper on the ESPN Unlimited app, which I get through DirecTV. So it doesn't really cost me anything extra. So I actually watched the whole thing on the app. I didn't watch any of it on ESPN, on terrestrial ESPN or cable ESPN. So I don't know about if there were any issues with commercials or things like that. I didn't have any of those issues. Only commercials I saw were WWE commercials, like for Club WWE and things like that, and their upcoming pay-per-views and whatnot. And I really, really, really hope they hyped up the first match, which was match 3, but the first match on the PLE that you could only see behind the paywall, with Brock Lesnar going up against Femi in their rematch from WrestleMania, which I saw in person and was awesome. So I knew that was going to happen with the camera. So there we go. So anyway, because that's what's going to sell the damn pay-per-view, or premium line. That's what's going to get people to sign up to the app, is part 2 of a possible trilogy, or at least the rematch. Now, going into this, there was a really good argument for Femi to win. But I just was like, I know WWE too well. They love their trilogies. So I knew Brock was going to win. And this was my first correct prediction of the night, was Brock winning. And holy shit, it was good. It was short, which is all it needs to be with these guys. Brock's F5, like immediately, just like before the bell even rings, or right at the ring of the bell, just jumps Femi in the corner, hoists him up, get F5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then game 5 of them in the ring. They're brawling outside. They're doing all kinds of shit. F5s them onto the announce table. Puts that submission hold on Oba for a while, but Oba powers out of it, and Oba has a little bit of a comeback, and just a great big man slapping man meat match. This is shit I want to see. But probably the best match of the night, just because it didn't have any fuck ups in it. I mean, there were good. Like I said, the Rhea match with Cargill was good, but the ending just ruined it for me. This match, solid through and through. Probably my favorite match of the night. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind as I think out loud or talk to you guys about this. But first correct prediction of the night: Brock and Oba are now 1 for 1. So we're going to get that rubber match down the road, and I cannot wait for it. Now this took us to the next match, which I had such high hopes for, and and it's the women's intercontinental title match between Becky Lynch and Ruca. Now, I did predict in the predictions video, I said that I think Ruca is going to win, because since she's got called up to the main roster, she's lost 2 matches and only won one by disqualification as far as singles matches. So I thought this would be cool to have such a rock star from NXT, and in her first pinfall victory, she wins a title. I like that idea, and apparently they did too. The problem was the execution. And oh my God, so the funniest part of this match, and it's not supposed to be funny, is you can hear Becky Lynch yelling at Sol Ruca, move to your right, move to your right. Your other right, your other right, your other right. And you can hear it. Like, I don't know if, like, on a replay, they're going to take it out. But it was so, I laughed out loud. I was watching it with someone, and I just laughed out loud. It was so fun. And I kept laughing about it. Like, I kept thinking about it. I was like, that's your other right, your other right. It was so funny. In Soul's, I don't know, man. I don't know if she's nervous. I don't know if the rings are different from NXT. Like, maybe the rings are bigger, or made of different materials, or maybe it's just the nerves of being in front of such huge crowds. But Soul's kind of been letting me, because she was great in NXT, and she really shined on that Saturday night's main event against Bayley. But between some miscommunication, some botches, they tried reversals, but they didn't look as crisp as they should have. And I'm not trying to be too critical. I'm just saying, like, I just really had high hopes. Like, they put on a heck of a match. But my God, man, your other right. That was the funniest shit ever. I did love the Soul Snatcher at the end. She finally lands one on the main roster, just like picture fucking perfect. It looked great. And she wins her first title in the main roster by defeating Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And that was a good match. But your other right. Yeah, that ruined it for me. So yeah, the Brock match, still my favorite match. But that's my second correct prediction, so that was cool. And then on to the final match, the main event of the evening. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu in the Tribal Combat match, right? Yeah, Tribal Combat. And, man, there was no fucking way Jacob Fatu was going to win. And I called this shit. So it's my third correct prediction. And, like, anybody could have predicted this. And anybody who thought that Jacob Fatu was going to win just doesn't know WWE's booking style and hasn't watched wrestling. And I really can see what they're doing here. I mean, it's very obvious. We're getting a rerun of the 2020 Bloodline. Now, I don't know how long it's going to go, or if they're going to follow the template exactly, but Jacob Fatu is basically Jey Uso. And hopefully what they're going to do for Jacob Fatu is put him in the position they put Jey Uso in. But instead of fucking it up like Jey Uso did, which is why he'll never be a world champion again, mark my words, Jacob has the opportunity to actually get there and not fuck it up. But we'll see. But until that happens, he's going to be gaslit. He's going to be manipulated. He's going to be basically relegated to indentured servitude to Roman. I mean, you could already see it at the end of the show. And not to mention that, for a Tribal Combat match, this was just terrible. It was not good. I mean, there was like... It just wasn't good. I mean, if you saw that El Grande Americano match from the AAA show the night last night, and how bloody those men got, and they beat the piss out of each other for 35, almost 40 minutes, and it was in a good match. I mean, Jesus, man, never in my life would I think that Chad Gable and what's his name? The other guy that's not. Kaiser, that's the other, who's now the only El Grande Americano. They put on a banger of a fucking match, dude. Way better than anything on today's show. And you can watch that for free on YouTube, by the way. And I highly recommend you check that match out. But not a single drop of blood in this match. And it just seemed kind of a waste of the stipulation. Other than the fact that I know the point is it's all in the family. It's a family thing. If you challenge the tribal chief to Tribal Combat, he has to accept. And if you win, you become the new head of the table. I mean, I get all of that. But man, if you're going to have this no DQ stipulation, man, fucking use it. You know what I mean? So overall, disappointing match. Yeah, disappointing match. The only thing worth watching, yeah, sadly, was the Femi Brock Lesnar match. I mean, unless you want a good laugh. because that Becky Lynch, your other right, your other right, shit was hilarious. Clearly, that's been sticking with me. So after the PLE ends, they do their little post show and they announce the King of the Ring brackets. And I'd always been worried because I felt like there was not enough time to do. First of all, I really, really, really miss how it used to be. Like, you do it all in one night at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. So to become the King of the Ring, you had to win 3 matches in one night, and it would catapult you to stardom. And I don't understand why they haven't, why that hasn't happened again, man. Like when Bret Hart did it. Freaking awesome. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Freaking awesome. Now they're not even doing full brackets. This bullshit pisses me off. So get this. So instead of a one-on-one match, so it should really be a bracket back. So the first qualifying match is a fatal 4-way between Penta, Femi, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. And out of those 4 men, whoever wins that match will go up against the winner of another fatal 4-way between Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. And that just blows my fucking mind, dude. Why? Like, it would be so much better if we just had broke those up into just one bracket back. So you have maybe you have Penta versus Oba, Sikoa versus Hayes, and then the winners of that, they face each other, just like with Mysterio, Breaker. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyways, and then on the other side, you've got fatal 4-way between Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, Tala Tonga, and Ricky Saints. The winner of that match will face the winner of Jey Uso versus LA Knight versus Royce Keys versus Finn Balor. And I'm just not stoked for it at all. I mean, that's just shit, man. And I don't even care. So the winner of this is going to get a title match at SummerSlam. But I'm like, who on there? Who? Maybe Oba. But if they were going to pull the trigger on him, maybe that's how they. I mean, yeah. I don't even care, man. I'm a huge LA Knight fan, but they screwed the pooch with him, man. I hate to say it, but that ship has fucking sailed. I love Finn Balor, but same with LA Knight. I mean, great, but that ship has fucking sailed. And there's no way. I mean, I don't know. Just as you can tell, not a fan. And then on the women's side, we have Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green in a fatal 4-way match. Liv Morgan is the world fucking champion. Are you kidding me? This is a prime example of why we don't need all these fucking titles, man. Combine them, okay? Have one women's title, the WWE Women's World title. Have one men's, an actual real undisputed title. Have one set of tag titles. Because, oh my God, don't even get me started on the tag titles. Have one, fuck, man. It's just Liv Morgan being in this makes no fucking sense at all. They tried to justify it on the post show with her cutting a promo about how, she wants to do it all or some whatever. Next bracket, equally as infuriating because we have the newly crowned Women's Intercontinental Champion, Sol Ruca, taking on Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill. So right off the bat, if we don't have the Women's World Champion versus the Women's Intercontinental Champion in the next bracket, which it better fucking be, or why else are they the champions? Then you're gonna have your world champion and your Intercontinental Champion being beaten in a shittily formatted Queen of the Ring tournament. And then we have on the other side, which is, less infuriating. We have Roxanne. I mean, the whole thing's infuriating. They should not be, fatal 4-way matches. But we have Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, Julia, and Lash Legend. The winner of that match will take on either Bayley, Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, or Kiana James. And, fuck me, dude. I don't even care about that side. I mean, really. I mean, maybe Yeah, I don't even know. So I don't give a shit about this year's. Like, what are you gonna do? Maybe this is how they merchandise. Like, what do you like? Because the winner of this gets a title match. Well, fucking two of the participants are champions already. I don't know. It's just, man. Just when I'm starting to really get back into WWE, they pull some dumb shit like this, and I can't get my head around it. But anyways, I've ranted long enough. About 20 minutes here. Sorry about it. If you made it the whole way through, thank you so much. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you don't agree with me, don't let me know in the comments. No, I'm kidding. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you equally frustrated? Do you think these are good ideas? And then tell me what your thoughts were on the paper or the PLE Clash in Italy. What did you think? Do you agree with me? Was the best match of the night Brock versus Oba? Do you agree with the decision to have Oba lose? Let me know what you think, please. I really love hearing from you and interacting with you guys. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It really does help. And obviously, please, please, please subscribe. I'm so close to getting to 500 subscribers. And that's just the next milestone on my way to the major milestone that I really, really want to try to hit. And that's 1,000. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Danny the Dork Knight. And I'll catch you guys soon.